Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 10.
Now at 10, more than books.
There's still that basic human need for interaction and relationships.
A new central library could transform downtown Lincoln. Why leaders say the demand is growing, not shrinking. Then the final chapter. A piece of Lincoln's industrial history is coming down, how crews are taking it apart. Plus, growing care. A new Wymore Medical Clinic is almost ready for patients when doors are expected to open. And searching for hope.
They have a much of collapsed buildings, and so they'll need a lot of help in terms of digging through that.
Thousands remain unaccounted for after Venezuela's historic earthquakes. How the U.S. is lending a hand. And breaking now, a Lincoln man is facing some serious charges tonight after a wild ride down 10th Street.
The car went into the house almost.
Kevin sending us this video from 10th and Plum Street to our Now Local News app. I talked to Lincoln Police tonight. Here's what we know. A 55-year-old man hit a curb on 10th, lost control, then hit a stop sign, went through a yard, and ended up hitting this house. Police say the driver was drunk and was ticketed for DUI. No one was hurt. Damage to the house is estimated to be right around $10,000. All right, new at 10, we're getting a close-up look at a multi-million-dollar project for downtown Lincoln.
They're excited about leaving this legacy to future generations of Lincolnites, and that's a big part of what we're trying to do with this project.
City leaders showing off Lincoln's new multi-million-dollar library. It comes as studies show more and more young people are interested in going to them. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Rod Fowler. Some may say libraries had their heyday years ago, right? But supporters say this new one going up in downtown Lincoln is, well, not necessarily your grandpa's library. Our Jake Holman joins us now to tell us why. Jake?
Hey, good evening, Rod. Look, this place will spread out 80,000 square feet, over 1,000 parking spots, and more importantly, it's a place for all. It has something for every age group, including things like a podcast studio, music practice spaces, and a teaching kitchen. And after talking with local leaders tonight, they explain why this new library will change Lincoln for the better.
The kickoff campaign for Lincoln's newest library met with support Thursday night. The people getting a closer look at what's to come. A new central library will be built right downtown Lincoln at 11th and O in the former Southeast Community College Education Square building. It comes with a total price tag of $58.8 million, but it also comes at a time when local leaders say this library is needed now more than ever.
Libraries are more than books. They are a center of community connection. So yes, while people are turning to their phones and working remotely, there's still that basic human need for interaction and relationships.
According to a survey done by the Library Journal, in the past 3 years, Gen Z's attendance at libraries has gone up by 13%. And the director of Lincoln Libraries backs up that wave. That, quote, libraries are more popular than ever.
Libraries are relevant for everyone, even Gen Z. We know that this place is going to be stunning, it's going to be beautiful, it's going to be fun. Libraries are places where our community connects with each other.
Leaders also say there's a big difference. This new center will offer everything, especially for younger visitors, like digital labs, as well as story times, book clubs, author visits, and also teaching spaces, community rooms, a coffee shop, and much more.
It's going to be a free learning center for everyone, and for some people that can't afford to travel, or some people that are, don't even know that it exists, it's going to be an experience. And so I think it's really going to be a focal point for Lincoln. We need this, and the time is now.
Now, the project will combine $23 million in municipal bonds, $5.2 million in interfund loans, and over $18 million in private funds to revitalize the downtown area. Now, the question is, well, what's the timeline for this? The construction set to begin this fall in 2026, with the doors expected to open by 2028. For now, reporting here in studio, Jake Oman, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you, Jake. Developing now, a race against time. Search and rescue crews are working round the clock after the strongest earthquakes in the country's history left entire buildings in ruins. Of course, we're talking about Venezuela. What you're hearing is the moment a pair of powerful earthquakes struck the country, killing at least 188 people and injuring more than 1,500. The quakes measuring 7.2 and 7.5 late last night. Search efforts are intensifying across Venezuela as rescuers continue digging through collapsed buildings, with tens of thousands of people still unaccounted for. American search and rescue teams are expected to arrive in the coming hours.
Already deploying search and rescue teams from Fairfax County, Virginia, and Los Angeles. There'll be some others we'll add. That's their most immediate need right now, is search and rescue efforts. They have a much of collapsed buildings, and so they'll need a lot of help in terms of digging through that.
U.S. also pledging $150 million in humanitarian aid. Officials are warning the death toll is expected to climb, with more than 25,000 people still missing. The Nebraska Commission on Latino Americans posting on social media tonight, quote, as information becomes available, we will work to share aid and relief efforts taking place in Nebraska and throughout the region. They're helping connect community members with opportunities to support those in need. Well, right now, many gathering in the nation's capital, celebrating 250 years of America. The Great American State Fair is a two-week event on the National Mall there in D.C., drawing visitors from across the country. The celebration is off to a roaring start. It features exhibits honoring all 50 states, including an exhibit from yours truly, the Cornhusker State. There's also live entertainment, military flyovers like you saw, and performances from U.S. military bands. Visitors say it's a once-in-a-lifetime way to celebrate the country's milestone.
Over 5 hours, but I would have went 14 hours. I'd have went 24 hours because this is a mark for the 250th anniversary. You will never see this again for 250 years.
To have like a little air show along with this whole fair thing, yeah, it's the cherry on top. 250 years, like you said, it's not insignificant.
The Great American State Fair runs through July 10th with free admission as the nation continues celebrating its 250th birthday. Nebraska is also leaving its mark on the nation's 250th celebration. Representatives Flood, Bacon, and Smith, alongside Senators Fisher and Ricketts, helped select 5 Nebraska Challenge coins, all to be placed inside a congressional time capsule. It will be sealed until the U.S. celebrates its 500th birthday, which of course is 250 years from now. Well, speaking of now, let's take a minute to get to your first forecast. We are taking a peek across southeast Nebraska with our network of cameras. Some areas that really need some rain are getting some. Let's get over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins for the latest on what he's seeing. Rusty.
Yeah, a big blob of green has been making its way from west to east across portions of Nebraska that really need the rainfall, and it's still hitting some spots that need it too. So this is some good news for tonight. You can see the area shaded in green there does have some and even some yellows and even a little bit of orange there just west of Norfolk. So some good news for those that really want the rainfall, especially in Knox County that just came out today with an area that is in extreme drought and even worse. So good news that we are seeing that precipitation fall in north central and northeast Nebraska. In Beatrice, it is quiet. We did have a little bit of light rainfall earlier. Shones Roofing at 6 and Perkins, a very quiet evening, and we are going to continue to see quiet conditions for the rest of the night. Temperatures are in the 50s and 60s. And the dew points are in the 50s and 60s. So a little bit of humidity out there, but when temperatures are in the 60s, it doesn't have much to be concerned about. Another line of storms making its way out of the Panhandle through Colorado. That may clip southwestern Nebraska and some very light rain showers in northwest Nebraska and a little bit of light rain just south of Beatrice. So there's rain out there. We just, I think it's going to be coming to an end as we head towards tomorrow morning and into the early afternoon hours. Another nice day tomorrow, but there is heat on the way. That forecast in a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. Developing now, seeking answers. After hours of rumors and growing concern, Columbus police confirmed a federal immigration operation was underway today there. Channel 8's Danielle Da Silva was first on the scene and spent the day digging for answers.
Columbus police just taking to social media to inform families in the area that the ICE operation is over, ending in one person being detained. Here's all we know about the hours-long operation. According to ICE, the person in custody is a convicted sex offender who had been previously deported. It has been a difficult day getting information. First, I contacted the police department, who also shared the news on their Facebook. The city's communications contact responded, directing me to the chief. After making my questions known, where is the activity happening? What is the police department's involvement? And my team adding inquiries about whether or not ICE let them know any other details. I drove the hour and a half to speak to everyday people. With not much luck, I came across an organization that has a strong connection with the immigration population here.
Yeah, we're a nonprofit organization here in Columbus, and we really focus on supporting immigrants and their families, entrepreneurs.
Doing this through advocacy, resources, and accurate information so as to avoid confusion. Abby Kretz is the executive director for Centro Hispano. She saw the same news online as we did and immediately sent out a staffer. Why?
I mean, it's a small community. Us to become a good source of information before we just spread things that are out there, and that we are able to verify it from what we're seeing, but also through other trusted community members. We saw a lot fewer Hispanos out than what he maybe would have seen before. So there could still be that fear that people just are just kind of laying low for a little bit right now until this passes. Again, just given uncertainty about what is actually happening.
Much of which I saw myself as well. Speaking with workers in the area, some relaying the message through translation service. The police understandably busy, unable to meet with me for an interview. Kretz commends the work they do in the community already to make sure everyone feels safe.
From my understanding, most law enforcement agents do not want to create a community of fear.
Kretz says she wants to keep working with the police to keep the community safe. Reporting in Columbus, Danielle De Silva, Channel 8 News.
And as we learn more about ICE's presence in Columbus, how the community is dealing with their activity, and how the Supreme Court's rulings affect immigrants' lives in Nebraska and the U.S., we'll bring the information to you first on our Now Local News app. Scan the QR code on your screen to download the app for free. Well, stay with us. We have plenty more coming your way, such as changing the skyline. A North Lincoln landmark is disappearing piece by piece. How the massive project is taking shape. And coming up tomorrow morning, room to grow. Columbus is taking the next step in its housing study. Wake up with Channel 8's Meg West and find out what city leaders learn from the public. That's tomorrow, starting at 5, 6, and 11 a.m.
Much needed precipitation moving across the state today. We are going to see a little bit more rain, and then the heat. That comes at us with a vengeance. The forecast when we come back.
Every
just released minutes ago after Venezuela's devastating earthquakes. The death toll is continuing to rise as expected after last night's 2 powerful quakes. State media now reporting at least 235 people have been killed, more than 4,000 people have been injured, and thousands remain missing tonight. We'll keep you updated, of course, on this story. Right now, a massive grain elevator coming down. For decades, this grain elevator stood near 27th and Cornhusker Highway, just southeast of that intersection. Now crews with CL Construction are bringing the landmark down piece by piece. And down it goes. After standing for more than 70 years, the former Hanson, Mueller, and Cargill grain elevator is now being demolished. The project uses a high-reach excavator to dismantle the 146 silo complex, while concrete from the site will be crushed, recycled, and resold for future use. New at 10, the Wymore Medical Clinic is nearing the finish line. After years of planning, the new clinic is expected to open in early August. They're sharing these new photos showing just how close the doors are to opening. Beatrice Community Hospital says the larger facility will help meet a 35% increase in patient visits just over the past 4 years, while adding more exam rooms, a drive-through pharmacy, and room for future growth.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
While it's not perfect, not everybody saw substantial rainfall. A lot more did finally see some much needed precipitation, especially the western half of the state. Right here in the Sand Hills, they really needed it. Southwest Nebraska, over an inch in Ogallala, Imperial, McCook. This is over the last 48 hours, half an inch in Thedford, Broken Bow, quarter of an inch in Kearney. So it did diminish the further east you go, but we've seen our fair share of rainfall in most areas in eastern Nebraska. So those in the western half of the state, everybody needs it. That's where we're at right now. We're still trying to climb out of a drought, which we'll look at here in a second. A high of 71 today. Can you believe that? And we were talking earlier during the 5 and the 6 in the Weather Center with Dominic. We may not get below 71 degrees next week. That's how warm these temperatures coming our way are going to be. 48th and Cornhusker Highway, ABC Seamless. Still haven't opened up. I can't wait till they open this back up. It's going to be so much fun to watch everybody just go back and forth. This was not a lot of fun to watch, though. Last week, the drought, improvements here. There you go. This is now. So we did improve. Like I said, more precipitation fell in eastern Nebraska. Now, rain is falling in these spots, or did today. So hopefully we get some sort of improvement. But when you're in the exceptional drought like Knox County is now, and a good portion of the Panhandle, it's really hard to get out of that. You need just the right amount of rain over and over and over again. We'll see. It's hard to climb out of those really extreme droughts. Temperatures, almost a chill in the air. 56 in Broken Bow, 55, double nickels in Thedford. Goodness, 66 in Lincoln, 68 in Beatrice, 67 in Hebron. Dew points up there, upper 50s, lower 60s, not a whole lot of wind, less than 10 miles per hour. Precipitation is out there, some very light rain from Columbus, just north of Grand Island towards Greeley, Broken Bow, scattered showers, a line of storms moving through Colorado. This light rain, there's Knox, remember? We just were talking about that, how that just went to the exceptional drought right there in the middle, where there's a good chunk of rain falling over Knox County right now. So again, places that really needed the rainfall, saw some today, saw some yesterday. Hoping we continue that trend. Now, this is through tonight. There's that line of storms rolling through. A break in just about everything as we head through Friday. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Really, I think Friday is going to be a really nice day for a good portion of the state. The next chance for precipitation is way over there in the Panhandle. It will fizzle out after sunset, but because of that line of storms, and again, they need the rain, so that's a good thing, but they still have a level 1 marginal risk for the Panhandle into far southwestern Nebraska. Most of the state, though, tomorrow, not going to see any precipitation. Tonight, temperatures falling to around 60, and then in some spots are already there. Highs tomorrow, one more day way below average by about 10 to 15 degrees, but then we start to warm up. Here's 86 on Saturday, and then yeah, middle 90s all the way through. Here's our next chance for precipitation, Monday night into Tuesday. This is kind of the time of year that it just gets so hot that it's really hard for storms to get through the atmosphere and start. So probably not going to see much in the way of precipitation with these temperatures in the 90s all the way through the 4th of July. Just a small, teeny tiny chance for rain on the 4th. I doubt that will happen. Weather trivia time. If 1 inch of rain fell over 1 acre of land, about how many gallons of water is that? Is it about 100, 2,000, 27,000, or 327,000?
Well, I grew up on a farm.
Okay, that'll help.
I kind of know what an acre of land, but 1 inch, do I go for the gusto? 27,000.
That is exactly right. I am very impressed. 1 inch of water over 1 square yard is 5 gallons. So well done.
Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. That's my farm background coming in handy, right?
Love it.
New at 10, Kearney Police rewarding 3 individuals with a Community Member Distinguished Service Award. Receiving this honor are Kearney Utilities employees who rushed onto the scene during a tragic accident involving a semi-truck. Kearney Police say their willingness to act in a time of crisis reflects exceptional character and selflessness. Coming up next, we're going to head into the sports zone. A couple of Huskers are heading to the NBA. Did you know that? Nate Johnson's going to have the latest on the pair making the jump to the big leagues after the break.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Green's Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with Sports Director Nate Johnson. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
A pair of Nebraska basketball players are making the jump to the NBA. Hey, what's going on? It's Nate Johnson rocking with you on this evening. Thanks for tuning in. Both Sam Hoiberg and Rienk Mast will get a shot at the NBA. What an opportunity for both guys, a chance to keep their playing careers going. And we'll start with Sam Hoiberg, who signed an Exhibit 10 contract with the Phoenix Suns, which, if you don't know what that is, not to get too into detail here, but it's the most common contract for undrafted free agents. It's generally a 1-year minimum salary agreement that is entirely non-guaranteed and can be converted to other contract forms if the team so chooses. Hoiberg undoubtedly was the heartbeat of this Husker team last year, though. He averaged 9.3 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 2 steals a game for Big Red last season. Excited to see how that pans out with the Suns. As for Rienk Mast, he was a force both on offense and defense. Mast was a key catalyst for both areas for Big Red last season. A mismatch nightmare with his shooting ability at his size. Mast averaged 13.3 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, and 3.1 assists, all while shooting a hair over 44% from the field and 31% from 3. He was also a great free throw shooter at 82.3%, and if he can stay healthy, I think he could find a place in the NBA with his shooting and size. Time will tell, of course. Mast signing an Exhibit 10 contract with the Indiana Pacers. Best of luck, though, to both guys. Sticking with Husker sports, Nebraska bowler Jillian Martin was honored today. Martin was selected as the 2025-2026 Conference USA Scholar Athlete Award winner in bowling. Martin has excelled in all areas during her tenure as a Husker. She is one of only 7 bowlers in program history to earn 4 All-American awards, a 4-time first-team All-American, and was the 2025 NTCA Bowler of the Year. Martin also won 3 PWBA events, including the 2026 Go Bowling U.S. Women's Open earlier this month. A well-deserved honor, and congrats. The Nebraska Athletic Department matched their best Directors' Cup finish since 2001 today. Nebraska earning a 17th place finish in the 2025-2026 Division I Learfield Directors' Cup standings, finishing the year with 929 total points, the most points Nebraska has scored in the Big Ten era dating back to 2011-2012, and matches their highest finish since 2009-2010. Nebraska was one of 8 Big Ten teams to finish in the final top 25, ranking 5th among the Big Ten teams. The SEC and Big Ten accounted for 17 of the top 25 spots. Finally, the U.S. men's soccer team in action right now out in Los Angeles for their final group stage game. They're taking on Turkey at SoFi Stadium. Now, Turkey was thought of as one of the upper teams in this year's tournament, but have gone 0-2 going into this matchup. The U.S., of course, at 2-0, and excited to see how this one rounds out. Late start means a late finish, but of course, go USA. And that will do it for sports tonight. Rob will go ahead and send things back over to you.
All right, thank you, Nate. We'll be back with a final check of your forecast. New at 10, the U.S. Air Force Heartland of America Band getting ready to hit the road for its Freedom 250 tour.
Staff Sergeant McKay, Staff Sergeant McKay. What are you most looking forward to about the Freedom 250 tour?
I am looking forward to celebrating our nation's founding by making music with some of my friends.
Awesome, thanks so much.
Marching band will be joining communities across the heartland for a massive parade as the nation continues celebrating America's 250th birthday. All right, let's get a final check of the weather with Rusty.
Comfortable temperatures out there. You and I were just talking. We're going to take the next couple of days to do outside work because it is going to get very hot on us very soon. We have 2 more days. So get out and enjoy the next couple of days. Temperatures right now comfortable. 60s, 50s and 60s for temperatures. That's doing all right. And so is this. Precipitation in parts of northern Nebraska where they sorely need the rain. Tomorrow morning, between 50 and 60 degrees for the start, and highs tomorrow only in the 70s. Goodness.
Get out there and do that yard work.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, folks. Meg and Houston will be here starting at 5 in the morning. Jimmy Kimmel's up next. Have a great night.
Come see us at our new South Point location. Locally owned, comfort-made mattress factory. Handcrafted, built right here and backed with a lifetime comfort guarantee.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code.
We invited